Hey there, this is Alex Wolf with Quick Photography coming at you today with a quick tip on how to edit videos in Photoshop. It's now possible with the latest versions of Photoshop to edit simple videos in Photoshop directly, which makes it very easy for people who are not experienced with pro video editing softwares to edit simple videos. For example, if you're a photographer, you want to do a little montage with your behind the scenes, things like that. So let's get started, shall we? This is a new document I started, 1280 pixels wide by a height of 720 pixels. I made it that size so it's the proportions of a HD video. And now you just hit Window and Timeline to pop open your timeline. And I'm gonna hit Create Video Timeline. So it creates a timeline, and each layer gets a separate section here in the timeline. So my background layer, I'm gonna make it last for, let's say just about a minute. And I'm gonna make my background layer a light gray, like this light gray here. Just hit Command Delete to fill with your background color. And now, of course, you can add audio and video tracks to your video. You just hit the plus button and you'll be prompted to go find audio or video on your computer to add to your Photoshop video. But when you save your file, it's going to be a PSD file like any other file you retouch. So it makes it pretty simple and straightforward. So for today, we're not going to add any audio or video. I'm just going to show you how to play with basic animations and things like that. Let's start with some basic text. I'm going to add some text. Let's make this text this color here. Let's reduce this a little bit. So you see that the text added a new layer, and that added also a new section in a timeline for Photoshop. And you can stretch that text to last however long you want. If you make it last for like less than the actual movie, then you'll see it'll disappear. You can make it last however long you want. You get some tools here to, for example, split it. So you can split it in multiple sections. If you get a video, this is very handy to like separate your video in little sections. I'm gonna go back. Another nifty thing you can do is add some fade. Here you can click just fade to transparent, or fade with black, fade with white. Let's make it fade to transparent. And the duration of the fade is gonna be 1 second. Just drag and drop your fade here. And click that again. So if you go near the hand here and hit the space bar, you'll see that it fades away. Now, if you want to animate this, you're going to click here on the little arrow and click this little time watch for transform. And it's going to add a keyframe. Keyframe is like a position in your transformation. So now if you move the timeline to wherever you want your animation to stop, your first animation to stop, and you move your text, it's going to add a new keyframe. Now I can do that however many times I want. And move the timeline, move the text, and you'll see that the text will just go crazy like this. All right, let's now go get an image and see what we can do. I have a picture here that I took. I'm just gonna duplicate it and bring it to my other document. Here you go. Let's put it under the text. So the order of your layer can be a little bit confusing because your layers that are at the bottom of the timeline are gonna be at the bottom here. So just keep that in mind. We're gonna make that layer last for the duration of the little movie. And now let's go to the beginning. And let's animate that, shall we? Let's convert to a smart object. Perfect. now that you convert to a smart object, you can animate a transformation to your image. So just hit the stopwatch, and then you're gonna go however you wanna go in your timeline, and now you can transform your image. So if I go here and I have the little show transform controls on, I can transform this, hit enter, command 0, command 0 to go back. So you can see that now my image transforms like this. All right. Well, it's a pretty ugly video. It doesn't do anything interesting, but it shows you the basics. So you can play around with these settings and have fun. And once you're done, you can just hit File, Export, and then Render Video. And then you'll be invited to choose your settings and the place you want to save your video. So that's it for today. This is very basic, but I invite you to play with it, and you'll see you should be able to get the hang of it rather quickly. All right, so visit us on Quick.Photography. This was Alex Wolf, and until next time.